Join me today as we paint a moon glow, and I'm going to show you my simple system so that you can have a moonlight perfect every single time. If you struggle when you paint night skies with flat or blotchy ones, this system will fix that. I'm wetting my sky. We're gonna do this wet and wet. I previously have masked the moon so that we can paint the sky freely with no stress of trying to go around a perfect circle. I did the circle by using a cup, so that I will assure that I was having a complete circle. I'm gonna start with my phthalo blue. I am not aiming here for a perfect gradient, okay? We are gonna put in just a simple sky and wash in the sky. And we will leave the moon glow after. So here is phthalo, the indigo right in the top of the sky. Go back and forth a little bit so my indigo also blends some around with the phthalo. I'm leaving a little bit of my phthalo around it because I want to have the glow of the moon. Obviously I'm coming with my indigo fairly strong right now. And then I blend once more again. And yes, right now you say, oh my God, I lost my drawing. It's okay, we will get it back. But usually once it dries, you can see your pencil marks again. All right, I think that I like this as it is. So right now what we're gonna do, I am gonna, since I'm kind of happy with how this is, I'm gonna put it flat now. So now with a brush, I'm taking a thirsty brush, meaning I took most of the water. I go around in a circle and then I lift. It's important that we do this while it's wet, and I'm lifting color. Then I try to take the color away in a piece of paper, because if not, when I come back, I spread in that color. See, a little bit of that happened there. And then back to my phthalo blue, I bring a little bit over here. I already have the ring around it, but I'm not painting just the glow. What I'm painting is the darkness, or that's what I'm trying to do, to paint the darkness around the glow. So what I'm doing now is I'm coming here and I go with a darker color. This is phthalo blue, strong, with French ultramarine. See how, I don't know if you can see it. See how by putting applying my darker color here, now this is pretending to be lighter. I mean, it reads as if it is lighter. Okay, so one more. And now I put it flat to dry. And now our painting has dried beautifully. And remember how I told you at the beginning, you could not see the drawing, but the drawing is still is there. I didn't have to redraw it. So now that everything is dry, I think it's the right time to go ahead and remove my masking fluid. You can do it, it's a small area, you can do it just with your finger like that. You can use one of these concussions that they sell precisely for this. Start painting the silhouette of the car, or the cat and the house. I'm gonna be using black. For this is the black that I mix. I mix myself a big bunch, and since I have it, this is French ultramarine and bronze sienna. I'm gonna use this, but use whatever black you have. If you have black from the tube or whatever, please go ahead and do it. It's fine. Start with the cat. I'm waiting a little bit, not too much, just in the center, so I don't have hard edges. Every time that we have the light coming from the back, that we are against the light, doesn't matter if it's a sunset or a night like this, the objects in front of them are dark, and this is going to be no exception. So we are just, the silhouette is what is going to make it look like if it is a kitty cat. So I re-wet this, so it allows me to have a little extra time when I do all this detailed work without having a hard frame is done. And since we have gonna have a solid black here, but we have this chimney, I wanna do this part first, and then we do all this as a solid. Now, some of the light will be reflecting here. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna wet this part where some of the light will come and make this one slightly lighter than this other one. I'm still gonna use my black. All right, so I'm also wetting here to give myself a little buffer, if you will. And we start by putting our dark black full strength right here. Now, word of caution, if you are mixing your blacks, make sure that you mix enough. You don't want to run in the middle of this and have to take the time to mix new ones. But if you do, like I do here, you should not run into the problem at all. My darkest black here. Now, I dilute a little bit of my black. And this is wet. I have it wet, like I said. And I bring it here. All right, so it still is black, just lighter than that. Put a little bit darker underneath here. And then I blend. Do the same thing here. Make this straight, this one too. All right, and now I'm gonna do another thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of wetness here because I also want a little bit of the reflection of the moon. This is part of the glow, okay? The glow is here and we will do something with it. But some of that glow will transfer a little bit here and in the roof, house, or the roof of the house. And if it comes like this, maybe a little bit here. So whatever I wanted to be a little bit of that, I wet, because that's gonna dilute a little bit of my color. So here I go with the color. And yeah, this part I wanted to have a little bit of glow. So then I go with my thinner brush and then I start building that. I can go ahead and start being darker right here. See, this is a little too light, but we want the sun, the moon glow to show a little bit here too. So I'm picking a little bit of this. This already started to dry a little bit. That's okay, as long as I have a little bit of a contrast. All right. So while this is drying, as you can see, I have shine in some areas. That means that my painting is drying. It doesn't mean that I make it all streaky. It's not gonna look like that once it dries. But while it dries, I show you one way of how to do. Honestly, this is the easiest way. How to do the moon glow. If we had the glow of the moon on this object, it should be a little bit on our cat too. So let me show you the other way that you can do it. You can make it all black. And now the only thing is that you have to re-wet it. Okay. All right. I have my whole cat wet. Now, which one is better? One is not better than the other. However, don't push. Okay, just lightly drop your color, your water. I'm not pushing because I have color underneath and not. If I push, I'm gonna take it out. I take my brush. I take all the water out, and then I'm gonna see where I want some of the moon glow to come. Probably over here. Now I push, and then when I'm pushing, I'm lifting. When I'm lifting, I put in whatever it is that I'm lifting. I'm not seeing probably much right now because I still have the shine of my of the water there. But once it dries, it should be more noticeable. If it is there, it should be a little bit on the bottom of the face. Let's go a little bit on the chin, and perhaps a little bit here, and the forehead. That has kind of dried a little bit, so I had to wet my brush a little. There you go. And now lift it. Very subtle, but these things is what it adds to the glow. How can we get this glow? Well, because the color of the sky was put over here ahead of time. And finally, it will have a little bit on our little tail. Now, only in this part that is high. So instead of doing it time and time again, I can also go like this, take a little bit of paper and lightly push it out. Okay. And now for our moon, we'll have a few, let me draw so that you can see it, where we're gonna put it. We're gonna put a few darks, kind of like well, craters, whatever it is that the moon shows here. Maybe a little bit more kind of round. Maybe we bring it down till here. But it's not a flat object, so we had to go, when you put it a little bit like curvy, okay? Because we're painting the moon after all. So we're gonna start with a lighter blue, and we're gonna wet a little bit. So I wet a little. I come with cobalt blue. Cobalt blue is a light, cool tone. I put some over there. And then I go right away, blum, blum, blum. And then I spread it around. I wet first because these parts I want it to be the lightest. And right away I go. But you see, if I go a little bit round, I'm already getting the roundness instead of just a flat white stuff at that. All right, now I'm switching to my phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is more of a staining color, so we have to go with water right away because whatever we put it will stay. But this is a color that is in the sky. Indigo. Bring it. Right, and if we have it in the side, then we're gonna have it on this side as well. And we're gonna repeat the steps with a little cobalt. Right. I feel like it needs slightly more depth, so what I'm doing here is like I'm bringing very light of my neutral tint, very, very diluted, but I just want to put some. You see how all of a sudden it's getting more depth? That's what it needed. Tap, 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 tap with water. That's a little too much of a, so I'm diluting it, too much of a neutral tint. With a little bit of white paint, I'm gonna go a little bit and even up my circle. All right, now I'm gonna wet only a little bit from the edge of my moon to half, almost half of the with white paint, a little bit more diluted. And we're gonna, because the halo that is closer to our moon will be a little bit lighter. This is transparent watercolor white paint, so it's gonna dry even lighter with water. And then I blend this edge. It's not gonna dry like that, it's gonna be even lighter. Bring it all the way to the edge. We could leave this painting like this, obviously. Let me see if I can take this out so it looks better. We can leave this painting like this and it will be done. But I think that what I'm gonna do is we can put a couple of stars, and maybe we can put also the silhouette of a tree here to fill it up a little bit more. So let's go back to our black. And let's just say that it's picking somewhere from here. We put like a tree trunk. Just have a couple others like this. But maybe we can give it a little bit of leaves as well, silhouettes of leaves. You see how by adding this little thing, it doesn't, if it anchors more, like, doesn't feel like a little cat was there, makes sense. Maybe it climbed one of these trees. Now we're telling a story too. We created a mood. We created also the glow, or the moon glow, and now we're also telling a story. As you can see me here, I just put in dots, 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 and then some bigger than others, and maybe making a little bit like they're clusters. I don't want to overdo it because obviously, like I said, this is the very top of our stars. I'm going with my white paint. Sometimes the stars, it's not like snow, stars kind of comes in clusters too. a little bit here and there. No, if we put it on one side, then we have to put it on the other. So let's just get a few here too. Now our painting of a cat on a roof looking at the full moon. I really love how peaceful this one feels. The cat looking at the moon glow. We created a story at the same time that we end up with a beautiful painting. I hope that you learned something out of this video. If you paint along, put it in the comments and let me know. And as always, I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video.